Hey folks, and welcome back to Apocalyptic Guitars. Yes, I am Nate. You're probably asking yourself, why isn't he in the workshop right now? Well, good, I'll tell you why. I glued up the neck, and I'll show you the little tiny mini clip right here. I was going to film it, but then I'm like, do you guys really need to see that? It's gluing up necks. It's really nothing crazy. It's boring. It only takes like 3 minutes tops to do, and then you have to wait for it to cure. But this video I wanted to make as a sort of a inspirational, motivational video for new guitar builders or luthiers, or anyone that's thinking about doing it. This is for you. Now, before I get started, as you may or may not notice about me, I don't sugarcoat anything. I'll tell it as it is, right? I absolutely refuse to sugarcoat anything, especially in this business and the world of lutherie. There's just no sugarcoating it. Now, there are a lot of guitar builders on YouTube that I notice that, I can sense that they're sugarcoating shit to make them look good. That's not me. I don't want to lie. I'm not trying to look good. I'm just being honest with you guys, right? So, you want to get into guitar building, right? You want to get into lutherie. You want to, or you've just begun guitar building and you're kind of don't know what to do, at certain points. Well, here's the thing. The first 10 to 15 hours of your work that you do, the work is going to look like a hot mess. 9 times out of 10, it's going to look like a hot mess. At that point in time, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, I should just scrap it and move, scrap it. I should just give up, or, I should start over. Wrong. Don't scrap it, don't start over, and don't give up. Because it's a fact that your first 10 hours of your work are going to be a hot mess. Now, that's because you haven't fine sanded anything, you haven't carved anything, you haven't done anything with the work. All you've done is the basic backbone of your build. And it's gonna look like a hot mess. Just don't give up on it. There's a saying, and that saying is, the last hour of your work, the last hour you put into it, is what the people that you're showing it to sees, or the customer if you're selling it. The last hour. So say you put in about 80 to 90 hours on your build, right? It's that last hour of your work that makes the guitar what it appears to be, what it is. It's not the first 10 or 15 hours of your work. It's the last bit of work that you put into it. So don't worry about it. There's an old saying as well. The difference between a professional and an amateur is a professional knows how to recover from its errors or mistakes. Amateurs will learn this over time. This is all trial and error. You'll learn this over time, how to correct yourself. You just gotta really pay attention to your mistakes and errors. Then you can start to think of how can I fix this, or how can I recover from this, and then bam, just like a light bulb in the head, you'll realize, oh, this is what I have to do, and there you go. The point of this whole spiel is, don't give up, don't scrap your work. The first, alright, I'll tell you this, unless it's a fatal mistake that you made that you can't recover from and you can't fix, then you scrap it. But if you're thinking, oh shit, this don't look flat, or this don't look straight, or man, this is not looking like my favorite luthier, blah blah XXX here, it's not gonna look like that, especially if you're hand making these instruments. I refuse to touch a CNC machine. I do not like CNC machines, and I'm not gonna lie, I will never touch one. I don't care how much money I get or what the situations are. I will never touch a CNC machine. I put myself as a hand maker. I make handmade guitars. I don't make CNC touched guitars. Alright? Now that might upset some of you because you're thinking, oh, you're another CNC fucking hater. But the fact is, no. I believe CNCs have no soul at all. It's in the hands, the emotions that a hand builder go through with this stuff. So I get kind of upset when I see a company say they hand build guitars or hand make guitars, and you see a freaking video of their factory tour and it's all CNC machines cutting shit out, and it's like, no, don't call yourself a hand maker. I digress. God damn. Anyway, hand makers, nothing's ever going to be perfect when you're hand building stuff. Nothing. I don't care. You could be the best luthier in the world, and there will be flaws in that instrument. I'm just letting you know. That's the fucking facts. And if people say otherwise, they're sugarcoating it, and I ain't gonna fucking sugarcoat it. That's why I'm letting out all my cussing, because no, it's got to be honest. Because I'm trying to help you guys, the newcomers, the new builders out there, realize the hard truth about building guitars. And it's fun. Building guitars is addicting. Once you build one, you want to build it forever, basically, and that's what happened to me. But don't give up, folks. Seriously, don't give up. Don't scrap your work, and just, if you have to, walk away from your work for an hour or two, or even a day or a week. Walk away from it, then come back and say, oh, okay, this is what I need to do for this. This is what I need to do for that. Hand building guitars is an art, and it's a fine art. There will be flaws in your work. Even in the final product, there will be a little bit of flaw, even if it's unnoticeable. The good thing about guitars is you can hide sins very easily through like overhangs on fretboards, to maybe your glue joint wasn't properly seated. You can fix that with some fucking wood dust and wood glue. There you go. There's just tons of ways to hide sins in guitar building, especially when you're hand building, because you will make a lot of mistakes when you're hand building. Let me tell you, first time, my first 5 guitars sucked. Oh, they sucked. I couldn't even look at them, so I took them apart and just kept the bodies as memorabilia. But you will make mistakes, but there's always a way to recover from them, unless it's a fatal mistake. And by fatal, I don't mean you fatal, but fatal to the guitar, right? But there's always a way to recover, even if you just start over. If you made a fatal error on a build, start over. A board of maple is not that expensive. So if you screw up on a neck, a board of maple costs what? $27. That's how much it costs here. $27 for a 8-foot board, right? Or a slab or whatever. Whatever you can find for maple. I like using maple necks, but you could use mahogany. Mahogany is a little more expensive. That's going to run you, in the $50 range, $60. But if you have to start over, start over. Maple's not that expensive, so give it a shot. Give it a shot. I should correct myself. A board, an 8-foot board of maple is not expensive. If you're going for like figured shit, that goes up into hundreds of dollars. So yeah, I should correct myself there. But yeah, $27 for an 8-foot board of maple, and you're good to go to start over. So my point of this, I guess, is, I know I'm rambling way too much. My point of this is, keep going. If you think it looks ugly the first 10 hours of your work, it is going to be ugly. But that's how it is, folks. And the only way it's going to be friggin' like magazine perfect is if you use a CNC machine, which, again, to me, in my opinion, has no soul. So it's never going to look perfect, but it's going to look pretty. It's going to look beautiful when it's done. And then you'll have something to be proud of at the end of the day. After your build is done, you'll be so proud of yourself to actually say, "Oh, I built this by hand. I built this friggin' thing, and it looks amazing. And I didn't even know I could do it." There you go. You can do anything. Shit, I didn't even know I could build guitars, and I built them, and I never thought it. So anyway, I hope you learned, you got something from this very truthful video, very honest, non-sugar-coated video. So yeah, just hang in there. Next time we will be taking off the clamps on the fretboard, on the neck, because the neck's glued onto the fretboard. And we're going to be routing down the overhangs on the fretboard itself, so it's flush with the neck itself. That's going to be the next video, folks. I don't know when that'll be coming out. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, because I gotta, with wood glue, you're supposed to not put stress on it for at least 24 hours. I like to wait 48 hours myself, so it might take a few days for me to get to that video. But that's what we're going to do next. We're going to sand down the fretboard itself. We're going to radius it. There's a lot to do with... Oh, here she comes. Oh, she blocked the camera. Alright, move out of my way. There's a lot to do when it involves a neck. So, that's it for me, folks. This is Nate, Apocalyptic Guitars, and I hope this was inspirational to you newcomers out there. So, take care. Bye-bye.